Joining us, one of the biggest free agent signings of the offseason, signed to a 5-year deal by the Columbus Blue Jackets, the great Sean Monahan. Sean, welcome to America.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on here today.
How do you like America so far? You've only played for Canadian teams to this point, and now for the first time, you've taken a trip south.
Yeah, no, it's a change. I mean, I've got up there a few times, got to check out the neighborhood I'm living in a little bit, and the facilities there in Columbus, and I mean, nothing but good things. So, really looking forward to getting down there and getting going.
What are your first impressions of Columbus? We went down there last season. It feels like a weird city, but like I think it's very underrated.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I mean, I think it's beautiful. I mean, I was lucky enough to find a house right away, and yeah, I mean, the city's sneaky. It's not many people talk about it, but it's a great spot to play, and it's something I'm really looking forward to.
Is it weird being a Blue Jackets player who's not American, a University of Michigan product, or a Russian guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for sure. I mean, like you were saying too, I mean, I've only played in Canada. That's from junior on, so it's a bit of a change for me, but something I'm really looking forward to.
My favorite part of you signing with the Blue Jackets, that like I'll say, like I'm wearing Blue Jackets stuff. We got Stinger there. We got a bunch of jerseys here. Pete mentioned that we've done stuff with the team. It's a great organization. We love Todd over there. We love all the players. Love this roster though. So very excited that you went there. They went after you before they went after a coach. So is it a nice little feather in your cap that you were a priority over even getting a coach?
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling for sure. I mean, you want to be somewhere where you're wanted, and yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great fit. I talked to the GM quite a bit, and he wants to improve right away. So it's going to be a challenge, and that's I mean, that's why we play the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was their sales pitch? Because they've kind of in a transition period, and obviously a change in the in like the leadership group there, but a lot of good players. You got friends there, clearly, and I just was curious as to what that sales pitch looked like to you this summer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that went into it for sure. I think it was my first time going through free agency, and I mean, you're kind of going through your options, and I think the big thing was to get back in the East. I really like the team too. I mean, there's a lot of great pieces, like you said. Great captain in Boone Jenner, who I've known for a while. Johnny, obviously a good friend and great player, and I think there's some young guys that are really going to step up and be real good players in this league for a long time. So I think that was something I wanted to be a part of and help push the team get back into the playoffs.
Why the East? You hate the West?
We're West
No,
guys.
I mean, I was in the West for so long, and I think it's far away. And now that I'm getting a little bit older and had my first child, I think it's really nice for family to be able to drive out and, I mean, be on the same time zone and that kind of stuff. So it's something that had a big effect on where I was choosing to go.
You mentioned having friends on the team. You had to know when the list got shorter and when Columbus was in the picture that if you signed with the Blue Jackets, every fucking thing was going to be about, oh, he did it just because of Johnny Gaudreau. So did you do it just because of Johnny Gaudreau?
No, definitely not. I mean, obviously it's
definitely not.
Whoa. Don't even like that guy.
I mean, Johnny's one of my best friends, and I think I mean, to go full circle, kind of start when I was 18, 19 with him, and I mean, come back to be able to play with him again is pretty cool. And I mean, we both have sons that are, I think, 2 or 3 months apart, so they get to kind of grow up together. But no, I mean, I think looking at the team, you got some real solid veteran guys and a lot of young guys who are going to, like I said, step up and be a big part of this team for now and the future. And I think what I've been through in my career and the type of player and person I am, I can really help out, I guess, those guys, the organization, and move this team back to being competitive.
What's something about Johnny Gaudreau that we don't know?
He's actually a pretty quiet guy. I mean, a lot of people think he's some crazy guy, but no, he's pretty simple, and I mean, just an awesome all-around guy. I mean, great dad, great friend, and obviously a special player.
It's if your name is Johnny, I feel like there's excitement projected on you. If you just go by John, people can think that you're reserved
Yeah,
and
for
dull.
sure.
So, and it's, I mean, Johnny Hockey is a pretty loaded nickname.
I mean, he's got a lot of great highlights, but I think my favorite Johnny Gaudreau highlight was I forget whose wedding it was. Yeah. He was fucking ripping it up. It was like was it Hayes' wedding?
I don't know whose it was, but it became Johnny Gaudreau's
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah. He was ripping it up. He was on somebody's shoulders. Is it Kachuk?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was on
Were you at that
Brady
wedding?
Kachuk's shoulders. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was
No, I
Brady.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Because it happened so long ago. Can you tell us why you and Gaudreau were late for that practice after the Super Bowl? Because I remember there was such a big story that the day after the Super Bowl, you guys were late for a practice. And I remember at the time, I was like, that Super Bowl sucked. Maybe they were just talking about how bad and boring that Super Bowl was. But what happened?
Yeah, no, we just honestly, we both just slept in, and I mean, got there before practice started. But yeah, I mean, it caused a huge stir at the media, and I mean, we were really young guys, and I mean, obviously that's behind us now.
That must feel like a million years. Like there's so many things that have just like changed in your career. Even like you played 83 games last year, and there was a time when obviously you were getting surgeries and you were missing time, and you were really like grinding to play as many games as you could. And you'd gone from a player who would play 82 games a year early on, and then, as I said, there were injuries, and now last year you're playing more games than literally anybody in the NHL. Has your career like felt like it's had these ups and downs and had all these changes?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was I was hurt for a while, and I mean, my personality was just to play through things. Obviously, that caught up to me, and yeah, I would try and grind, and it wasn't fun. So I mean, I finally took care of myself, and I'm back healthy and feeling great. So it's nice to be able to go to a game and know you can be the player you can be. And yeah, I mean, those injuries are behind me now, and looking forward to the future here.
I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was Montreal, where you wanted to play against the Flames, and you like really pushed yourself to play against Calgary, and then you ended up regretting it. But last year, one of your first games with Winnipeg, first period hat trick against the Flames. How good did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you score, it feels good. Like getting 3 early and having a lead, but I mean, at the end of the game, it kind of sucked because we ended up losing. But I mean, going back there, I was there for about a decade, and I think a lot of memories there. And I mean, to be able to score in front of the fans who cheered me on for so many years, it was pretty cool feeling, one I'll always remember.
Hey, thanks for watching the channel.
We appreciate everybody who checks out our stuff, but 80% of our viewers are not actually subscribed to this page, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it would go a very long way for us.
The more subscriptions we have, the more visibility we get from YouTube, which allows us to do more.
So press that button. Thank you. Yeah, Kachuk shouting out Calgary and the fans and everything, even after winning the cup. Obviously, a lot of guys have left there, but that's a fan base that just wants it so badly. So even a couple teams later, do you look back at that team and be like with the affection that a lot of former Flames do?
Yeah, for sure. It was, I mean, I was there from 18 to 28, and I think it was, I grew up there as my first team that drafted me, and I mean, a lot of connections I made there through charities, met a lot of kids that I still keep in contact with, fans, and I mean, different parts of the organization, and obviously teammates too. So, I mean, some of those guys I played with from 2013 are still some of my best friends, and we talk weekly, and it's yeah, it was a special place to play, so it's something I'll always remember.
Yeah, I saw this one story that like you signed with the Blue Jackets just because Johnny Gaudreau was there, and I'm like, wow, that must have been
must have been good vibes.
A really close group. Getting back to the 83 games thing, you don't get paid more when you play an 83rd game, right? Because it's by days on the roster, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so when you're going into that 83rd game, do you almost wonder, like, am I tempting fate here? Also, like,
you ever think about holding out?
you're like a UFA. Like, what if, God forbid, the 83rd game is the one in which you get injured and then everyone's like, don't sign this guy. Not only is he hurt, he's a tough guy trying to play more games than everybody else.
No, yeah. I mean, I just thought it was pretty cool playing an extra game. It's, I mean, you look back when you're retired, that'll be something that'll stick out. But I actually should have had 84, but I had the flu the one day, and the training staff sent me home. So it was a bit of a stinger, but I mean, it would have been, I guess, even cooler playing that 84th game.
Wow, so you're the first player in this era to miss time and play more than 82 games in a season. That's crazy. Tyson Barrie played 85 games a few years ago between Edmonton and Nashville.
That's insane.
Outrageous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's been your experience with like the Columbus fans so far? Because that fan base is one of the most like intriguing in my perspective, because they're like fiercely loyal. They're obviously not the biggest market in the world, but they show up all the time. We went to like a Tuesday game last year. Team wasn't good. Still a packed building. Still a great atmosphere. Like, they're fiercely loyal. But we also talked to a guy like Zach Werenski, who was like, I love playing in this market because I get to go to the games and the building's packed, but then I get to go home and like go to the supermarket and not be bugged. So like, what's been your experience, and like what do you look for in a market as a player and like a personality?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing is fans that kind of care and show up and support the team. So I think we're lucky in Columbus with that. I mean, I think it was my second NHL game was in Columbus. I got my first NHL goal there, and I remember the crowd was into that game. It was early in the season. I'm like, this is a pretty cool place. And I mean, obviously, when the Blue Jackets score, the cannon goes off, which scared me the first couple times. But no, they get into it. It's a great market. And I mean, like I said, it's sneaky and undercover that doesn't get talked about enough.
You know, you're not allowed to touch the cannon.
Yeah,
We
DJ
learned that.
found out the hard way. They yelled at him for touching the cannon.
Somebody yelled at me. The woman behind me said, because we were taking pictures by it, I didn't listen when they said don't touch the cannon. I accidentally touched the cannon, and the woman behind me said, now if they lose, it's your fault. And with all due respect, your guy Johnny Gaudreau had a pretty bad turnover during that game, and I was like, this is not on me.
That's great.
How many games do you think it's going to take for you to get adjusted to the cannon? Because I'll tell you, it was more than one for us.
Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, it gets me every time we play there. So it probably take 15, 20 games and then kind of get used to it. But yeah, I mean, it gets me. I mean, every time that thing goes off.
I got a good idea. If you start the season slow, just blame it on the cannon. Say it's fucking up your mojo. You can't really get accustomed to the playing at home yet.
For sure.
It's not a bad idea. I know that you are tight with a lot of guys on the team. You mentioned Boone Jenner, obviously Johnny Gaudreau. If you are looking for any more friends, we highly recommend Kirill Marchenko. Do you know that guy?
No, I don't. I haven't met him yet.
He fucking rocks.
Unbelievable. The best dude. He's so interesting. He loves the zoo. He does not like music. And if you're wondering, well, maybe he doesn't like certain kind of music. No, he's not interested in music. Does not listen to music. Doesn't have Spotify. Doesn't have Apple Music. Doesn't even care for when he scores a goal when they play the music. Doesn't really want the stuff. What an insane guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting all the guys on the team. So I've met a few of them, and I mean, I'll be down there in the next few days, and hopefully get to see everybody there.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I like music.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
It's going to be a rift in the locker room then. That guy doesn't like music.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Like, first few days, you walk in, start playing music, and Marchenko's like, I don't know how they do things in Montreal and Winnipeg, but we don't do that kind of thing around here.
What can you tell us about Jordan Harris? Because you play with him in Montreal. He just got traded to Columbus, I believe, and we've decided that he's really, really important to us on this show. So we're kind of trying to do some scouting. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. I mean, pretty quiet. Good player for sure. Skates well. Moves the puck. Yeah, I mean he's someone who I think is gonna be an important piece there in Columbus. But yeah, I mean he's a fantastic kid, and I mean really upbeat, and I mean always smiling. He never doesn't have a smile on his face.
You hear your beautiful child in the background.
Yep,
Congratulations, by the way, new
yep.
dad. Hell
Thank
yeah,
you.
what an off season for you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely amazing. Did you hate the boring Sean Monahan account as much as I did? I thought it was funny, but I thought it was mean.
No, I mean I didn't mind it. I still think it was someone on my team running it, but yeah, no, some of them were great. I mean, some of the stuff was stuff that was happening on the plane and stuff. So I don't know. I was pretty suspicious, but yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that account in a long time, to be honest.
It was a mole then.
I think so.
You haven't figured out who it was yet?
No, I haven't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't even seen it in like probably 5 or 6 years.
Were you and all in your head as a result of it? Were you like, I think I got to go to the rink and yell today, or like do something to get people to stop writing these horrible things about me?
No, not at all. I mean, we had a really good group there. I think. I mean, I definitely don't think I'm boring. It's sometimes my voice a little monotone, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was funny most of the part, but yeah, I mean, I didn't really check up on it, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was good entertainment for the fans for sure.
What's the most animated you've ever been with the fellas?
It was
Whether it's
that Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl. Just like, I can't believe Cam Newton didn't jump on the ball.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've played a lot of great guys, and I mean, there's a lot of good stories, but yeah, I mean, sure, there's many more to come.
If you had to create a boring blank player account for one of your former teammates, who would you choose?
Honestly, probably Johnny.
That would be awesome if you guys reunite and then suddenly a boring Johnny Gaudreau Twitter account just pops up. It would be a lot of signs would point to you.
I was going to say mainly because it would be incredibly obvious who's doing it. The only person in the league who has had an account made about themselves makes it about their new friend or their old friend as soon as they're back to seeing them every day.
Although I will say it might be a testament to you. You mentioned you don't think you're boring. If that account has died over like the last 5 years, maybe they no longer think you're boring. I mean, I'll say you're definitely not the most boring guest we've had on this show. Like, I don't think you're boring at all. So maybe credit to you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It's what do you think of the team this year? I mean, we talked about how the roster is really like, I just like teams that are good down the middle. And you going to Columbus is why we like their offseason so much, because they're deep down the middle. They always have defensemen. Like, this is a team that obviously had its struggles last year, but on a 5-year deal, do you look at this group and say, maybe even if not immediately, this is a team that's going to get really good?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's why I joined. I think a lot of great defensemen, some veteran guys, a mix of everything back there. And like I said, there's some really, really skilled young guys, some young guys who are going to be top players in this league soon. So it's an exciting group, and it's exciting. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be good.
Also, that like division seems to be kind of like shifting right now, where it's like a lot seems like it's the pieces are moving. I feel like Columbus could be in the mix and sooner rather than later. I'm very, very excited about what's going on down there, and I'm glad that you're going to be a part of it. So very, very excited to see what happens there. So yeah, I mean, you got anything else?
Well, I was just going to say, I'm definitely not going to tell you how to do your job, but it would be an incredible first impression to make if, I don't know, whether at a captain's practice or anything else, just be like, hey, I don't know what you boys know about me, but I'm used to playing more than 82 games in a season.
Yeah.
Famously, I played 83 last year. So, and I ain't getting traded this year unless some weird shit happens. And boys, I don't plan on weird shit happening. So we better make the playoffs. You could phrase it however you want. Just be like, Daddy needs his
Yeah.
83rd game. Something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
He's like, yeah, I'll think about it.
We all silly like the mayor.